Welcome, everyone. In the world of hospitality, you know your team is absolutely your greatest asset. But the system that pays them, your payroll, well, that can also be your greatest vulnerability. As students of Europe Hotel School and the future leaders of this industry, this explainer is going to walk you through the essentials of payroll integrity. We'll explore how to protect your hotel, your team, and frankly, your own career from the very real risks of payroll fraud. So, here's what we're going to cover. We'll kick things off by really defining the core challenge of payroll in a hotel setting. Then, we're going to dissect the most common types of fraud that you are almost certain to come across. From there, we'll uncover the hidden costs that go way beyond the balance sheet, build a powerful defense system, and then finally, we'll talk about how true leadership, leading with integrity, is your ultimate safeguard. All right, so why all this focus on payroll? Because in a hotel, it's so much more than just an expense line. I mean, think about it. It's the financial engine of your entire operation. But at the same time, it's a major high-risk zone. Getting a handle on this dual nature is absolutely the first step toward managing it effectively. Just picture the unique environment of a hotel. You've got front desk agents on rolling shifts, kitchen staff with hours that change week to week, and housekeeping teams with constantly fluctuating schedules. Now, this complexity is what makes a hotel run. It's our strength, but it also creates cracks in the system. And if your controls aren't airtight, believe me, those cracks become open invitations for payroll manipulation. So, how exactly do people exploit these vulnerabilities? Well, if you want to prevent fraud, you first have to understand the methods. So let's break down the three main schemes you're going to encounter in your career. First up, the ghost employee. This one is a classic. It's where payments are being sent out to a person who doesn't actually exist, or maybe to a former employee who's long gone but is still on the books. The key risk factor here? A lack of what we call segregated duties. When one single person has the power to both add a new employee and process their pay, the door for this kind of fraud is just left wide open. Next is timekeeping fraud, and given the shift-based nature of pretty much every department in a hotel, this is an ever-present threat. It can be something as simple as a friend clocking you in because you're running late, or it can be way more systematic, like a supervisor approving inaccurate timesheets to cover up scheduling gaps, or maybe to favor certain employees. And finally, we have overtime abuse. This one is especially dangerous in departments that are always understaffed. Without really clear policies and a strict approval process, employees can start to manipulate their schedules or just work unauthorized hours. And this leads to costs that don't just balloon and hurt the bottom line, but can also mask deliberate, fraudulent activity. So here is the crucial takeaway from all this. Each of these schemes targets a very specific weakness. Ghost employees, they exploit administrative gaps. Timekeeping fraud, that thrives on inaccurate records. And overtime abuse, that's a direct result of weak management oversight. As a leader, your job is to know exactly where these weak points are and to fortify them. Now, the impact of payroll fraud goes so much deeper than the financial statements. The money lost is often just the beginning. The real damage, that strikes at the very heart of your team's culture, their morale, and the trust they have in leadership. It's really easy to dismiss a few minutes of time theft here and there as no big deal. But think of it like a slow leak in a pipe. As Europe Hotel School London points out, those small recurring instances, they compound over time, and they transform into major financial damage. The loss is rarely a single big event, but more like a steady, quiet drain on your hotel's resources. But maybe the most damaging cost of all is the erosion of morale. This right here is the core issue. When your hardworking, honest team members see other people breaking the rules and getting away with it, it just poisons the culture. It completely undermines any sense of fairness and leads to lower productivity and higher turnover among your very best people. Okay, so now that we have a really clear understanding of the problem and its far-reaching impact, let's focus on the solution. As future leaders, it's your responsibility to build a robust system of proactive controls to defend your operation. A strong defense is really built on four main pillars. It all starts with meticulously accurate employee data. Then you absolutely need independent reviews for any changes to payroll. Having a second set of eyes is so crucial. Modern automated timekeeping systems are also essential to remove those manual errors. And finally, regular reconciliation of reports lets you spot weird anomalies before they escalate. Together, these create the checks and balances that protect your operation. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, even the best technical controls are only as strong as the culture that supports them.
Your role as a leader is to move beyond just implementing rules and toward fostering a genuine culture of integrity within your team.
These principles, which are advocated by Europe Hotel School London, they really should be your guide. Your leadership has to ensure policies are clear, and this is the most important part, that they're applied consistently to everyone, from entry-level staff all the way up to senior managers. This doesn't just protect the hotel's finances, it builds a culture where fairness is the standard and everyone is held accountable.
So we're going to leave you with this question to really reflect on. Because building a culture of integrity, well, that's not something that happens by accident. It's built through intentional, consistent actions, day in and out. And that journey, for you, begins on day one of your leadership career.